Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. I made some edits to this. Mainly, I added a defaults just to document what happens if you don't do any settings. And as part of that, I changed the binary default for the camera control to better match my actual default config, because I just screen push just doesn't do it for me anymore, and it's only here because we have OpenSAFE on typing lower, which means we can't have a camera pan unless we like reassigned it to a different key. I don't even know what key would be good in that scenario. For one thing, we'd have to find a something that wasn't allowed as a typing character. So finding something in a good position that also wasn't in a typing character, and then, wow, it's well set up for the keyboard controls now. So that was just changing that default. All right, so did we actually tag this? We did do a tag for that. We could probably move it. I don't know if we pushed anything yet. Readme, rewrite. Rewrite. Readme as user focused. Move old readme to readme dot patches. Change defaults for camera control to be screen pan instead of edge push. Camera defaults. Okay, no new files or anything. All right, we could probably go ahead and, well, no, we have to attempt to build, and then if it doesn't work, we have to do more versions. Oop, I have to do tags. I wonder if there's not a build. And this might actually be disabled. Yeah, so it's just completely disabled right now. We have to enable it, and then will it now run, since there were updates since it was last run? Anything interesting? So if these make it harder to use. I don't know. I was more satisfied with it before they started shutting things down. I think they had a few rough spots with documentation, but it was doable. Didn't deal with hosted runners. Standardizing makes it harder to work? Yeah, I don't have much to say here. All right. So well, I don't know. That do an actual refresh? Okay, so it was a scheduled thing from last month. So it did not. Oh, this is all workflows. It did not trigger a new one since we had updates since. Oh. This can now run off. Well, it's only going to have the workflow definition from the default branch. Oh, and actually, this says use workflow from. Yeah, I don't know if that means build it in or use the workflow, but that could just be a new thing. Or maybe because now that it's in master, there's options there. So that's going to take a little bit of time. Let's see. Posted posts. Mod client. So I've kind of got two things here. I started doing this for the zip updates, which are now in the main thing. So I'm actually not sure. We replace this. What do we put in the second post? I guess I could still do version update. Oh, does the README have the repository reference at all? Yeah, it does not. Patch. This actually would be a cross paste, which was nope. All right, so actually, I found out that I had overwritten my markdown key had overwritten another key. Did I actually reassign it to something? Maybe the, like, leader? Yeah, that looks like it could have been, yeah, marked down. Alright, so I might need that. So I don't know if I'm going to maintain the forum version of this. I think what I might need to do is do to BB code. I mean, who doesn't? What preferences can I change? I mean, it's not like I'm going to be back here. ASCII art. Well, I mean, that might end up being a kind of ASCII art. So I actually need you. And, oh, they're depending on a bunch of style rules. Well, not going to be any style rules. Okay, if tables work at all, it's going to rely on extensions that this forum, I already looked, this forum doesn't have. You know, maybe we should save this just in case. Not quite sure where to save it. Oop. No, we need this output, which this is just not gonna work. I mean, it's something. I guess they were relying on some of the formatting for like heading spacing and things. And they used B for heading. Isn't there an actual thing for headings? Yeah, heading text. Of course, there might be places where it's actually bold. But yeah, we've got a lot of cleanup to do here. This is all messed up. Yeah, it's like there's Steam. Wait, why is... We have a fully compacted list. Which, I mean, it might actually work out in BB code, but it's ugly as heck here. Like, unmaintainably bad here. Is there actually a direct route? Oh God. What is all this size stuff? Yeah? Oh, you're silly. This is not an online version. Well, I mean, that's going to be code, that's going to be code. I mean, maybe they have a reference to where it's runnable? Yeah, it's just a program. Yeah, gist again. I guess we could do... Markdown to HTML. Experimental. Uh... That didn't, once again, did not convert the headings. At least the list is formatted nice. Yeah, table is a complete write-off. Don't have any sense of levels in the headings. All right, well, this is... I mean, that at least should hopefully sort of stand by itself. Wait, wasn't I putting the settings files in little side blocks? Maybe that's just formatting. It'll still work. I think one of the converters is actually picking up that as quotes. Okay, so those are actually just regular bolds. Oh no, this one was a heading, not just a bold. Alright, so then most bolds, but not all. How do you do captures? So that's not matching anything. So I think these might need to be literals. Okay, so, yep, there's that. Um, maybe these need to be then escaped to become characters? They're kind of weird about what you escape and what you anti-escape. And we want to replace that with trailing characters. How do I thought that was for confirm. I think the default mode is confirmed, but I have it by default turned off. Yeah, search replace. Oh, I had a slash in here. An unescape slash. That one's still going to matter. I guess since I'm doing this, I have to do G again. No. No. Excuse me? Don't know why it stopped. Yeah, I may have to see about doing an image there. Those sort of read. Uh-oh. Oh, this is new. No more files. Cannot find one file. Oh. How did... I guess that's what I get for not testing it, but... That is very surprising. We haven't really changed much. No, documents, oh, one life. Let's see, in terms of buildability, being on our current patch is going to change anything here. Get float setting. Okay, so maybe it was a 10.0 before and I didn't change it to 0.0? Or it could figure it out when it wasn't 0 that it was a candidate for float? Get float setting. Oh, it let you put the string in apparently, and this could count as null for a char pointer. So that's why it became ambiguous. That's one of the stupider bugs I've seen. Patches master, game source, lifepage.cpp, screen edge push speed. Yep, STG refresh. STG export. To compat missing strings. I don't know where I want to put that file. Not package files. I guess that'll be kind of out of the way. Changelog. We get to have a new version. Yeah, I mean, that was a failed build. It might, but it's the tag replacement that becomes very difficult. Actually, special characters in these command lines always make me nervous. I guess that might be particular from like the apostrophes becoming quote characters and things, but all right. So I think the update will also do a build. Yeah, in progress. Also, no, this is fine. This might be kind of an okay place to get a screenshot from. Or I could say reference available in the GitHub version. Which would save me the trouble of having to update the image every time. That's the preview. URL equals. Feature table. Okay, still working. Let's see. So, the failure. Oh, yeah. These were checks that did nothing. I don't know. We got a last actual build. 1 minute 3 seconds. 2 minutes 7 seconds. Well, I guess if I can get down to some feature development, I'm going to need to have a server up. Haven't got that going yet. I haven't been any client changes, so really we just need the runner. Is Docker even running? Yeah, it's like there could have been a restart since last week. Two minutes ago in progress. Well, yeah, actually 2 minutes is probably about right, because it basically got to the very end and then said, oops, there's a compiler error. Oh, we just hadn't updated yet. Oh, we had it as Ubuntu latest? Well, that's relatively easy to fix if it does become a problem. All right, meanwhile, this was set up as a scheduled thing, but we don't need to actually have this going off on timers. All right, so we think that this is more or less correct. This post... details now in main post. Conceivably, we could still have current version here a bit. And then... and of course, I just removed the current version. Does this include... Well, it's going to put that in... What does that fall under? Seven minutes ago already? Interesting order. Anyway, 36182. Packaging update. Now ships with 3 example settings directories and a slightly more user-focused README. Let's see. Patch descriptions moved to separate file. Let's see. Also, changed binary defaults for camera control to not have edge push or camera control to have pan instead of if you already are running One Life, this version is actually worse. Patches have moved to Jason's base master, which has the sound fix. The patch has thus been removed, but the packaged builds are still using the last client release as base, which still has the bug. Thus, this build will also have the sound bug. Okay, move things. Oh. Change defaults for Yeah, so that was the last like common release, and this were all kind of like back end stuff. I almost didn't need this in the changelog, but well. All right, we should be done with that. Should be done with that. Should be done with that. I mean, really, should be done with that. Okay, so one life. Notes. Was that to reconsider defaults? Oh, there's help screen. Oh, actually, I changed this a little bit too. I forgot about that. Oh, right. There was all this. 2-hour stuff. What kind of time do we got? Bump that down a little bit. Help screen annotations. Maybe that should check options. All right, patches master. This probably won't interact with leadership graph stuff. Let's use it new. Is there a better way to say not talking to yourself? All right, so there's a little bit of identification last time. So one of the things is that these often give a distance. We could have location slips show more distance. Actually, this is going to be just a lot of location slip stuff because we're going to want to intercept those as we take it over. So this might actually not be a... It might just be a location slip. At least for most of it. Delete patches. Do we have anything that interacts with location slips? Object search is going to interact with it a little bit. So that might have some breakage. All right, living life page. So I think we're we're hooking into all these events. And there's like add location slip 4. Do we have specific, yeah, like temp location slip, update location slip, update person location slip, add ancient, add homeland. Well, yeah, I guess a baby is kind of a standard location slip. Starting home marker, local player triggered. Add home location. Add ancient location slip, temporary home pause. Starting home marker. Okay, maybe that's not. Offspring. Baby creation message not received yet. It's different. Oh, it's just a location slip that includes a person reference, isn't it? And you don't have any fields for doing that. Let's see, is this his or is this home pause stack? Add temp location slip, person. Text expert. Add homeland location slip. Yeah, if it's at homeland. So this is any message with a person. So I guess there could be some ambiguity about, like, okay, if a slip pops up, why did it pop up? Owner, visitor. Prop? Oh, property. So this is going to be like the owner or visitor. Let's text visitor, so I guess that's owner. If it's a person, get the person object. Interestingly, actually, I didn't use... What did he use it for? Old label speech to make room for new label. Oh. cleared our speech. So that when we then put some, assuming we put some speech on them later, it'll show up. So, you know, don't do that. The place where we do that, put it in the location marker. So that means we're still going to be doing that on those people, which we might want to revisit as well. No, actually, it's C++. Let's see, so what are the situations we want to block? Closest follower. I guess the exact age is sort of interesting. Oh, and if this is an actual map, sure, it actually reads something out. A follower. How do we distinguish between one of these markers? I guess we'd have to do something that's like, hey, should we actually say this? Player says. Skip first, number of lines. So this might be able to encode multiple. Multiple people saying something. Game objects J is ID. ID is -1. So the same as the last? Spurious family indicators. First space not equal to no. We don't make them say family because they have a current speech bubble. Does it like send a blank speech for all the family? Actually, no, this is not necessarily overhead labels, which could be their own little project. Look for map metadata. If existing IDs, okay, there is our ID. It's a star map. Person, baby. So there's star map, and then we're also getting additional stuff. Baby ID. Leader. Leader or leader. Leader pause. So if it's there, then scan that out. Follower, expert, owner, visitor. Actually, property gates are another project. Gate owner, gate visitor, inherited. Keep these around. I might want to move that to a different kind of marker, although right now it's all in this, so it could be kind of annoying. Maybe we can do if person key is property. Man, that's maybe a homeland, but maybe we could do something like that. So is it anytime we add a location slip, we would then not actually speak it? Are there any conditionals that will work for that right now? Person ID not equal to 0 and baby. That's for that. So it's any kind of map. If we have a map X and a map Y, does the D5, do we not speak? Maybe we don't speak it as special? Distance greater than or equal to 5. Maybe has it already done the speech itself? And this is like adding the meters away and years ago. Oh, existing current speech, the thing we have to watch for. Oh, it's looking in existing current speech, and then does the drawing take this out and not display those? So we've already assigned it to the object. And then we have do new speech with all of this stuff. Current speech, does, string, meters away. So something in where we draw current speech. Play their curse tag. But it's not necessarily existing that we draw. Display their curse tag. Update all positions for moving objects. This is in step. Show player label. This might be... Oh, is this for like owner or something? Yeah, because this is like replacing with the label. Follower label. So this is doing like the follower command. Clear live object. Draw a live object. Oh, this is actually going to come down to in speakers a little bit. Measure string, so is that taking out all the special things? Draw chalk background string, does that take out special things? Or did I miss where it was doing that from the incoming speech? Measure string. Measure string. Handwriting font drawstring. So it goes all the way down to the like minor gems if it does. And sprite map. No, that's super simple. I missed something here. Player says. Or maybe it's like an extra line? Actually, did I earn 1 life? No, protocol. Text. Doesn't even have all the subformats documented. Okay, first space not equal to null. So it must be speech space And if there's actually text there? From the first space on. Curse name. If it's us, look for metadata. Why doesn't that actually get drawn? Does any metadata end up invoking this thing? But it says if d greater than or equal to 5. No, I thought that was like distance. Yeah, d is distance. So that would leave the stuff in there if it was farther away. All right, what are my hunger settings? I feel like I was messing with that last time. Yep. What were we on? Is it 361? $362. Oh no, that was server. All right, we are base. So pretty much all of these, I think, require you to be some kind of player interaction. Leader, follower, gates. All right, so you're implicitly a follower. Now, well, we've got close, but there seemed to be a distance aspect to this. Yep, don't you go anywhere. Maybe it didn't replace home marker and then my location slip did? Oh, that just says my lady. My lady 9 meters away. Okay. So that's what that is doing. But why is it not drawing the data? Draw shit. I don't remember what it's called. Data positions for moving objects. I think show player label is either mine or the little pop-ups. Add temp home location. Clear live object. In speakers. No, that's it. Okay, in draw chalk background string. That's just current speech. Well, okay, so this is a level where we are interested in exactly what we're attempting to draw here. Is this already if current speech? Well, it's in speakers, so effectively. I might need a character turn here. My gosh, you're actually hungry. I didn't want to go down very fast. That's probably from growing, actually. Okay. So the problem with this is that, one player has to issue it, the other player has to see it. Do I actually need 2 copies so I can get my standout text right? Okay. Player speech was follower. So this was all from the perspective of the issuing player. I might need 2 directories. Well, or we say that it's the second launching one that seems to win. So maybe I could get by with it by just logging in the other order. That might lock down files, though. Yeah, that player wouldn't necessarily seen the speech as any having any special properties. So if I log into you, and then into you, order from your lady. Wait. That was player speech. So does it only even have those fields if distance is greater than 5? Oh no, my lady. Okay, so it is not in the recorded speech. I just can't figure out how it's doing that. Maybe, is it going back and modifying the string that's stored as existing speech? Star pause not equal to null. Which I guess is leaving... It actually has space new line. Okay, so the details are already removed. We are doing this within the context of current speech. Hey, Governman, how's it going? It's already been assigned to our character. And all of the code in here is going to be looking at processing stuff within the context of current speech. Let's see, so we have person, we have a person flag, we have a baby flag. We're defining local variables here for anything that has this kind of thing. Person baby leader is setting a person flag. Follower is setting person and follower flags. Expert would set a person flag. Owner would set a person flag. Visitor would set a person flag. Property would set a person flag. I am making custom modifications to a client for 1 hour, 1 life. Uh, in particular, at the moment, there are notices that are sent through the player speech system, which are a little weird and immersion breaking. So I already have some stuff that captures that and moves it to a slightly different place. So no, I want to actually think about removing that stuff. I'll be playing it later this afternoon if you're curious. There might also be some people on now. I'm not sure. Um, Actually, I think there might have been somebody on earlier, but that person rarely, if ever, talks. But you can still see the game. Let's see. Nope, nope, not on right now. Ah, okay. Yep, there as well. So visitor property. If it's a person, do that. Add the location slips. Distance to add the distance field. We've already removed all the special stuff. So I think if we've got, let's see, if num read 2 or num equaled 3, then it's some kind of special thing. So we're already gonna redirect to there. If it is, it looks like it's, if it's a, no, baby is a person too, isn't it? Yeah, so it sounds like anything that has the person flag is what we're going to consider as what should be a blocked message. The problem here is that some of the stuff here, current speech, is going to assume that current speech exists. Okay, so there's that. I guess I could come down here and add a check to this, which is the main place that's going to be touching that. At this point, yeah. See, and there are other places. If current speech, well, that's replacing it. No. Let me just check for that. And this is all saying not person, so you could almost say if we still have speech left, you could check it there. But so we're going to do that as part of this. Yep. Did I hit caps lock? No. And what? Shoot. This will still remove something the person actually said. So we'd have to move all the checks on the received speech into another variable to avoid doing that. Oh, and do something with the curse tag at some point too. If first space not equal to null, thank you. We immediately replace that. String duplicate from first space. So we're going to have to make this as, like, perspective speech. Because I have a current speech bubble. Yeah, see, now this basically blocks the speech from happening before we replace it. It'd be nice to get that sort of set up. To kind of do this much stuff. This is all first space not equal to null is like this entire, yeah, this entire thing. What we'll have to watch for is other points where it could do an early escape. We need to make sure to actually set this. Arguably, like, all of this other stuff could be back here where we're, like, checking for special speech and then clearing it out. But because we're patching, we want to kind of keep the structure similar enough that we can better deal with upstream updates. I guess another way to deal with this, just in terms of minimal change, would be to save the prior speech and then restore it if we determine that this is a useless, a thing we don't actually want to say. Then we would touch this, and we'd have to do deletion afterwards. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of this stuff in the middle is more likely to get edited over time. Or new code would be that got inserted into here wouldn't necessarily be a patch conflict, but would still be messing with existing current speech. Okay, so everything we're doing in here should be within the context of this. I'm going to be a char pointer. Existing current speech, and then let's do there. We don't actually delete this here. This is where we replace it. Yep. And then at the end, let's see, does this make sense? That replaces it with new speech. I don't think anything there would actually delete speech. So we want to say, this would be where we'd then go back and check to see if it was a person. No, the game is by Jason Rohr, which should be on the web page. But it is public source, so I'm able to modify the client. Which is also why I'm fighting with the code style a bit, because it's not necessarily my style. Yeah, if it's a person. Then we want to restore the prior speech, else we need to delete the prior speech. I guess I should probably have a null check on that too, huh? Just to be safe. Except we're going to replace this with previous speech instead of null. No, that would only be an equal to null. Actually, we're always going to replace it. We just delete it if it wasn't there. Oh, we've fallen out of scope. Oh, okay. That was the wrong little bit I was looking at. Wait, that's just where we were, I think. This is... No, that's star pause. Which I guess is still going to be somewhat relevant for this. It's only going to be things... Are these sort of special... So you are distance override. You are, if it's a star, this is if it's our speech. Well, I guess the important thing is here, what's the scope for, the scope for star is star pause. I don't need my debug line anymore either. All right, so we're not caring about that. The order of these won't matter. Let's see. What we care about is what happens on your screen. Okay, so we got that. If we move away, we still have a pointer. That's why this is 5, because you could have seen it if you were on there. So that means that if I do... Oh. Yeah, so one of the things we need to make sure for is that would give you a distance. My little location tags don't give you a distance. I'm not sure I want distance all the time. Well, for temporary ones, it might not be too bad. Because your speech is only up there for a little bit of time anyway. For others, it might need to be a temporary thing. I guess I'm particularly worried about the ones on the right side. All right, so I added a printf for current speech. There's a call to this. There we go. I might have to check. I must check to make sure that this is scoped right. Because this is on first space. Yeah, so I have to check. I have to check the deletion of this downstream. Oh, wait, I never replaced this. Oops. No, here it is. I have to check the deletion of this downstream. So at this level, we assigned it at the start of this block. So the end of this block has to have something here. So instead of deleting this, wait a minute, you use it. If current speech, replace it with that. So it's now held here, now retained there. So we do care about setting this to null. I guess we could do this just for general cleanliness. Wait, I was copying this for reference? I don't think we need this. Well, that would just block all speech. I didn't check that, did I? Oh, but this is only for special speech. Yeah, we would like assign existing current speech and then delete it, which is no good. Maybe I was keeping that around to clean up previous. So actually, I might not need the else here, because we're always going to go through here anyway. So this was if star, this was if it's us. Oh, wait. Oh, we had to save. I guess we technically won't, but I had to catch it where it was assigning to current speech in order to save the previous. Okay, so you are 1. You are 2. All right, that was nice. See, that's all the memory is kept in history, local memory. Okay, so we got that. Regular speech works. Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, order is not a regular speech event. Okay. Oh, it comes back to me as a special speech event. I guess I just don't get a pointer to myself. No, wait. Maybe order is never echoed. It's kind of like a special command. Yeah, because I've seen other people issuing orders. I never paid attention to myself. Thank you. Oh. Yeah, actually, I should refill that. I think I can kind of checkpoint this here. We're looking at this. STG series, STG series. Yes, location slips. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we've got seeds, so these carrots need to get pulled. Oh my.
All the things are broken. Well, maybe it'll still let me broadcast. Maybe. Lasai. I'm like, yeah, today I don't feel like absolute dog shit. I'm gonna totally play some games. I'm gonna stream. It'll be awesome, they said.
14 strength. That's pretty sweet. But is that what they started with? Because that doesn't get boosted up, right? As far as I know. Okay, so we need to do some more debugging. So the issue is when it comes out here, it wants to go in either direction. So when it comes out, I think we need to make sure. But why would it ever try and go backwards? There's an exit over here.
We got two people recently chatting all together. Oh, I guess we can count Lord still, but like, it's cutting short. Don't you dare! That is my fireball. You suck! You suck! You suck! Someone clip that. I'm gonna report him for attempted team grief. Not to mention hitting my fireball. Hi, Lysium. Lysium says hi. She's probably saying that to the chat. So whatever. Ah!
And we're back. All right, so that has removed location information or distance information. Location slip. I think this is all in draw right now. Labeled right side. Arrow sprites. Dist. All right. Right now, our only condition is greater than 1,000. So just to see if this display can display correctly, we can try that. Let's see. Can I do... If I log in as player 2, I can get a leader pointer anytime. I guess that other one could do an order and get a follower. Kind of same thing. Okay, we still have those pop-ups, which maybe that's useful. Okay, so I'm not doing proper distance adjustment, so probably, yeah, that logic got split. Long distance. And that was, we were calling this long distance. But really, this is going to end up being like show distance. Oh, wait. Okay, so is this, no, that's location slips. Is this home slip? Okay, so this is Jason's version. This is my version. Oh, and it's always shown in K because it was only ever for long distance. Or millions or billions. Hey, Killian. Yeah, he has a different indentation style than me, so it's kind of rough. Well, and the large functions can make it hard to figure out where you are. I had to add a little macro that says what function am I in to be able to figure anything out. Periodic boundary conditions. I know the individual words. I'm not quite sure what you mean in the way you combine them. Oh, okay. Okay, so effectively, yeah. I mean, technically it has an edge, but no one can ever reach it. Yeah, it was a little bit of too small of a boundary, but it was a boundary. Oh, you mean wraparound? The simple 2D map wraparound. Uh, yeah, I think at one point I tried to do a mapping between like Earth population and maximum server population to get like a usable land area because we can't really use the sea area. And I think I may have come up with like somewhere like twice as big as the Rift, which it wouldn't be too far from 2K. Uh, 3D wraparound world. Yeah. I mean, right now, nothing in the code is written to handle wraparounds. So, like, operations on the boundary area would be kind of awkward. You might be able to handle it completely server side by just kind of repeating the stuff you send to the client, although it would get weird if you were doing like distances between, for a map or something. So if the server was doing it all, it would tell you, well, maybe the server would have to do the math to find the closest direction for that thing and give you a different location for it every time you looked at the map. Which I guess would be kind of true to how the wraparound works. If you travel far enough in one direction, suddenly it becomes nearer in the other. Yeah, translations down to the map might not be too bad because you just operate in sort of the virtual coordinates and then just wrap around going to the map. You'd have to figure out how you handle that when, or maybe there would be certain times you would like wrap your coordinates. Yeah, I mean, modular functions will do one to the other. But I'm thinking about things like navigation across a boundary. Or are you within distance to do a bow across a boundary? What if you're standing on one side of the boundary and doing an operation on the other side? If you're checking for players who are near enough when you're on other sides of the boundary. I think those are the things that would start to get a little bit possibly hairy. Well, yeah, you'd have to introduce a coordinate transformation layer into everything. And I guess if you went through the code and abstracted like every like distance calculation and step-by-step movement, then you could rewrite it to be modulo extension. Well, yeah, and I'm thinking it's like it'd be kind of It's like if the server handled it completely, then the client could still just view its local little piece of the map as just as it does now. It's just getting farther and farther out. So whenever it got a map chunk, it would be continuous. It'd be fine. I mean, that might contain it enough. But that's gonna be a lot of code to touch. I know, for instance, one of the things I thought would be interesting would be to have rotation in the client, so you could change the way that trees are blocking and whatnot. But like everything is like it's getting the index in the map array and then iterating over that. There's no place where you can do coordinate translation. And then you've got a similar problem on the input side where all your pointer coordinates and things are doing translations in the assumed coordinate system, so there's no translation layer there either. The server is just operating in coordinates, so that might be a little bit more direct. And the map database is not a standard array. Well, that's kind of how the map database works. I mean, for the underlying map, you would just do it in the like get map and put map functions through the modulus. Then you'd have to go down to all the distance calculations and things. Geez. Server. Well, it's going to be server and map. I don't think the map is just going to be doing distance stuff. I don't know. I have a long list of things I want to try. I don't know if that's that early on the top of the list. I don't even know where to. I mean, I say because there's no like explicit coordinate translation, like layer. It's hard to even say where to look. Some of the map fetch stuff. It's actually just map. Well, there's some distance calculation there. Find an empty spot for what? There's the thing, you never know where your decay? Oh, maybe this is for like dumping stuff out of baskets. So that's going to have to care about distance in a wrapped coordinate system. Are you doing deadly distance calculations? Oh, and moving tiles. Well, that might just do coordinates and then we do a lookup to wrap. Checking if something is too close. Camp radius? Is this current code? Okay. Max flight distance. Well, that shouldn't be an issue. Flight. Move. Is this moving objects? Let's check decay again. Find an empty spot, find an empty spot. Yes, the map isn't too bad. Most of the coordinate stuff is probably going to be in server. Just like all the commands are XY. But they're in client XY, which could maybe ignore that. Yeah, so like owned positions, grave locations. Not everything's necessarily going to be in the map. Oh, and we were also in map. That's a different one. Okay, so that's one of them. Actually, I think this was... It's long distance, show distance. So we kind of swapped our buffers here. You, whereas I'm looking at, we're going to have to do another... Can we do this not at... Yeah, because right now it's like thousands, millions, billions. I have to do another indentation layer if I'm going to do a straight up print. Is there a different way to structure that? We could continue checking for dist string equals null. Dist divided by dist divided by dist divided by. If we did that, I know it's checking less than. Oh, we got another little thing here. So if, well, oh, this is because this was already dist less than 1,000. Wait, we're not going to have a point. We're not even going to have a 0.10. This was doing a kind of round. So we may have to see if there's a... If there's something here. If... I guess we end up calculating the visors every time, which is kind of annoying. Oh, else it is billions. I guess we could technically put that off. We're gonna have some dead people soon. Oh, yeah. I don't think you have no leader. And you're going to be gone soon. You also have no name. Okay, well, we messed that up pretty badly. So I guess dist is already float. Yep, it's already double. Is that indeed 0.0? Five. Yeah, that's like almost... I kind of don't like how it's changing so much. I could do some sort of flag to just sort of flash it for a little bit. To be comparable to the distance we get from announcements. That make it a property of the slip itself. We could even calculate the distance at the message time to be completely comparable. What do we know when we add a... These are all going to be temp location slips. Add homeland location. Yeah, this actually would give you a distance if it was a expert for such and such a way. I haven't even looked at what those are going to look like. I guess if we do a homeland, it would show up. Three minutes total when searching for an expert. Is this temp location slip? Does not depend on held map. wait. Okay, yep. Oh, we just have to... We should just apply that, I guess. So we've got an expire ETA, which is based on get current time. So we don't necessarily know when... We've got a creation time. Oh, that's not going to be the creation time of the object. So that's not necessarily going to tell us what our first moments of this thing are. So how long does a speech normally last for? Isn't there like a speech fade? Where do we update that? Speech fade ETA time. Okay, tool experts. That was a separate thing. Ah, it's variable. And these messages would tend to have more characters in them. I mean, like 3 to 5 seconds is probably typical. Oh. If it's just rapidly changing that's an issue, I guess I could actually... just have it not update. Or update as often as a kilometer one might. Or maybe when there is a... well, let's see, so that would be actually 100 tile change. For the point. Show distance. Well, especially for the sideline one, it's going to be a little bit of a space issue. So we've got creation time. Now it's actually defined in living life page.h. It's grave info. We were kind of based on that, yeah. Temporary expire ETA, creation time. Let's see. Distance expire ETA? Okay, so that's expired. Show distance would be distance greater than 1,000. Oh. I could show 0.k as well. I would give it the same update rate. All right, so, and this is kind of a verbose thing. Distance, less than. That was checking for expired? That's for a set of conditions. No, it's expired if that's less than. If it's in the future, we are showing it. Update location slip positions. This could be other temporary expires ETAs. Set location slip expiration. Okay, so that's specifically for fade out timer. All right, so we're going to have a couple of locations. Oh, that was capital U. Couple of add temp home location. There's new temp location trump previews. That's JSON stuff. Get location key priority. Add home location. Set location slip expiration. Remove home location. Get home location. Get home pause. Init location slips. Location speech. That's something else. Okay. Yeah, it's reading the setting file. Remove location slip. Set location slip expiration. Remove all temp. Okay, so add a location slip. This is just to a location. So where are you? Well, you have a temporary expire ETA. I guess 0 would work if it was nothing. Temporary. Until we drop the map. Does that mean when you're holding a map, you should always have distance? Ambient current time. Oh, so this is yeah. So that's like 60 seconds. We were doing like this is gonna be like a 5. Distance. That's just total distance with searching for an expert. In this area, temporary expiry ETA is probably gonna be pretty good. Add temp location slip. So what were you? Temp home home location. Well, still has a person. Searching for an expert. Okay, yeah, reset you. Update person home location. Update location slip. This is for a new location. If it's a person moving around. Add ancient home location. This is home location and ancient home location slip. This isn't temporary, so it probably doesn't even set that field. So if it's an ancient home, had homeland location slip. Creation time, not temporary. Okay, that should be other stuff. Home pause. Okay, so we actually put this in one of the wrong structures. 817. Oop. You're temporary. We need. We're up, Marked. How's it going? What were you working on? Alright, so you are primary. I think I have a second person right now. Alright, so you are going to be the follower. Image viewer to replace Windows 1 because I hate. Well, okay, yeah. I don't know that I'd say it's great, so sure. I am working on modifications to a game that has public source. So almost none of this is mine. I am making a few little tweaks. Yep. Okay, so we get that temporarily. And I've not changed it to actually stop drawing. It just changed position. And that's the header file. I don't know we really need that anymore at this point. And I kind of roll with the code style of the original application. Might want a little bit more function level so I can get higher level views of things. All right. Or, what was it? Where is the attributes of my object? Location slip. Hey, Athena. Yeah, it was originally like no copyright, and then then there was a mobile fork that he felt might be associating his name with the things they were doing. So he added some conditions about using branding images and if it's a competing online game service, then you also have to hit his registration servers and some things like that. But if it's not on his name and not competing, it's still pretty open. And then clients for the same game are not a big deal because they're still supporting the same business. Let's see. If it's long distance or some of these I set to 0, didn't I? Yeah, that's gonna turn into an always on. Is that right? The time at which it will stop showing. We almost want to do the timeline ordering. If it's less than that, we do that. So similarly, we want to show it if and then it will never be less than 0, so the 0 is actually the appropriate answer there. Okay, so you are close by. This will live update currently, but then it will disappear. Let's see, there's not... I'd have to... Well, I might be able to get a bunch of people in here. They'd still be close, so I think it would still be a person expert. So I might have to just try that out. Yeah, my normal lunchtime is going to be coming up pretty close here. It's going to be kind of a question of a good breaking point. Now, I've got a pointer on there. For leader, that's singular. For family, that's... Well, I have my own family mark, so that's less necessary to begin with. So this one's going to be a certain amount of play testing to see how it feels in practice, particularly with some of the bells and home markers and things. Oh, maps I should probably test with. And you're player 2, aren't you? Yeah. Actually, that might be more useful. And then... I've never also had trouble figuring out, okay, when do we go into movement zone here? Someplace. Okay, I'm holding this. Oh, I'm not currently set this up. Oh, right, I didn't, okay, I didn't change this for maps. Because you actually have to do that. Maybe, so what am I doing for maps? Because you actually have to read it to see what it says. What are we doing for maps? I thought it was an add... temp location slip? Okay, it's not a homeland. Oh, we only did the overrides if it was a person. So we probably want to always do at least a peak. Oh, no expiration until we drop the map. So that was an expire time. Well, we had the temporary flag on that. Well... I mean, I guess that would match what the text appearance time was. But what do we do for drop the map? Because for a map, it might make sense to keep that. Expired. If it's temporary and it's not equal to 0... Yeah, so now we're getting into more complicated conditions again. But that it's other temporary would apply to other temporary slips, right? Well, all the other things would be people. If it's long distance... Or temporary and time is equal to 0? Oh, we messed some syntax up here. Because we still have a semicolon. All right, primary. But the draw also has to have the same condition. Which gets really long. I guess this isn't his style. He likes to do this. Oop. Our location slip is temporary, and went the wrong way on that one. And then I guess the entire slip would normally disappear at that point, or after some amount of time. I think dropping it sets the temporary expire ETA. Holding change. It's probably not your holding change. That's home pause record. Process home pause stack. Set location slip expiration. You have, whoop. Oh. I never used you. Oops. So that's what we use for the map. I guess if we're setting an expiration, we should only use this for the maps right now. I could almost just say we turn off the distance immediately. Delivery truck. But if we're holding a map, sure. No, because if it's a waste tone or something, we shouldn't. That shouldn't set the expiration because we never held it. It doesn't give me a pointer. Oh, wait, There we go. Supporter. That one should still be temporary. And maybe that could be a little bit longer. See, I'm not doing speech. I guess that's comparable. Hiding behind the tree. Oh, and I never, actually had the settings set here. Actually, we are in the build directory. I changed the default in this one. I mostly tuned it out. All right, that might be something testable. I think I need to go back to my notes and review what my goals were as well. The merge didn't like how I rearranged that stuff. All right. Oh, there's the inherited messages. So speech often gives distance. We kind of have that. We should have that. We have the speech part of this. We kind of have leader command. Does leadership change? I guess we still need something for these. New player we've already got. No. I don't know if I actually blocked the message. I used the message. I don't know if I blocked the message. Order. We checked. That blocks the speech. There's a URX subs. I think it's only a ding. Family on birth. Don't know about that one. Gate owner, gate visitor. I think are only speech, so those should be okay. More food is its own little thing. I don't know if I have a better way to do that one. Expert stones, I think we'd have to have experience with. Homeland in-out messages. You got expressions and sounds. So that's not a location-based thing. So we've got location slip updates. Yeah. So like self, other, leader command are... position. It's just a ding message. This is going to be a location slip. New player doesn't have a pointer. I don't think posse does. Order has a kind of pointer. Those are kind of pointers. Those kind of location slip things. Family on birth, more food is going to have a location. Expert stones are going to have a location. Homeland is just there. Outsider might have a pointer. I'm not sure about that one. It'd take a little bit to construct a test environment for it. I guess there's also family command. That is a command, but... So those are like all... just dings, which is kind of where we're getting into message log stuff. So those are all things where you're doing just some extra player speech. I wanted to look into the... I've got property that was just too far away to ever find. I don't know if I'm gonna have to figure out how to identify that message. Actually, this is a ding too. I'm actually not sure if it's a pointer. See, this would probably take care of... Location is probably fine there. And we probably have the location getting redirected, but... I want to keep that around. So I think that shows up as a kind of person tag with no person. My inherited property. It's a prop message, which is probably the same for like visitors and things. It's a map location. Send to player air. So it's me with my ID. Prop owner. No. So send to player of no one at this location. It's inherited, so the person would be dead. Oh, so prop is unique to this. We have owner. We have visitor. So the only time you get a prop message is if you inherited property, which should make that fairly easy to find. All right, well, we've done some other stuff here. No, we've already refreshed it. Okay. Prop person ID is already 0. Person key equals property. Oh, did I go through it and... Yeah, you know what? I never went through and updated this for that. No, it was just property. Oop. All right, so now we can check for that. Person key. Yeah, it's not necessarily a homeland location. I almost need to have a... Well... I gave you that as family name. Yeah, you don't do the color stuff. So ancient... I might have to fill in a constant for what kind of thing it is. Because the monument ID would essentially be property gate. And then we could define color for that, but we're not going to know what the item at that location is. So we'd essentially have to have like a setting for it. I think we do have yeah, we have a default color of gold. So I might have to go back and fix this patch up later for the setting file and stuff. Proposed, shaky. So 2962 would be the thing we might want to assign a color to. So we were doing, what was it, text, expert, and it was 0. Text property is always going to be assumed 0. I guess I could actually just do a separate constructor for this. Because you just assign a color to it. And essentially, I'm doing it through the monument thing would make it configurable. Let's see, I didn't actually use the family name. It was just a flag. Because I did treat Homeland. How did I treat? Okay, so maybe the main difference there was in fact the age. And ancient locations didn't really have a time. So it's appropriate in that sense. Two 2962. So like property object needs to be a setting properly speaking. And well, there's a couple places we have to edit this. For testing purposes, we would go into, what do I call this? Location slip colors. Two 2962. It ends up being pretty dark, but you don't want to be too dark because we're putting text on top of it. These involve logs, so they're a little bit more of a brown color. The shafts are pretty dark themselves. And of course, this is in different terms. If I sample that, can I then... No, you don't really have formats. Let's see, color, hex to RGB. Did I copy that? No, I didn't. $146, 65, 0. Oh, the other thing you have to do is, if you chop it down, we have to add deletion of these things. Oh, you're a baby. You are actually getting hungry after sitting around for most of your life. Actually, that's probably about what you had when you were a baby. All right. Oh, I'm going to have to go die to do an inherit property. Let's see. I'm not actually sure, like, which stage, like, tags it as ownered. We really just have no rock here. Yep, other way. Oh, nope, actually that did work. Of course, maybe I could have got it to be stable. Property gate. I'm gonna need another rock too. Oh, oh, there's the wolf. Okay, so it's a gate. I think that means it's inheritable. Yep. I didn't think I could turn object search off. Oh, no, because I'm not at that patch level yet. Feature does not exist. It's actually built on top of this in part. Inherited her position. Oh, I had to explicitly... Huh. I guess it has to be a stable gate? For it to be inherited? I think that's to offspring, though. And you're not old enough yet. So maybe I actually have to get an even who can have a baby. I can only imagine Jason turned down some of these timers when developing stuff. I never really get into object data updates. Okay. Wait, fresh grave. Oh, fresh grave means it knocks it down. Okay. Time passing property gate. So probably that's in the transition somewhere. Proposed property gate. Goes to approved. Goes to shaky. So death knocks it down. Changes over time. Property gate. Also owned. Cause order oriented. So what's the attribute that makes it inheritable? You inherited their property. Their first piece of property. Oh, don't overrun the. Okay. In process inherit. Is owned. No other owners. No other owners. No other current owners. Defaults to true. Defaults to true. Recently removed owners. Find closest relative. Still a shaky property gate. Geez, is this like 5 minutes or something? Oh, yeah, it's 5 minutes. I am not set up to change server object data, though. Maybe I could change time speed? There might have even been client controls for that that could be potentially enabled. It's like a setting or something. But what would that be called? Well, there's a stretch. Oh, slot time stretch. Okay, so that exists now. And we want to be watching you. I guess it's that's if it doesn't fall over. As long as it continues to exist, we can be passing it down over and over. We inherit her position. Maybe that's a player population thing? Or do you have to have opened it at least once? I say, I guess you're going to be an adult sooner. Oh, you were two. So, is that you? Yes. Hey, what a... stupid little thing to... Well, I guess I could just fake the event. I'm kind of putting in the item ID anyway. Add ancient. This is the H file. Too many files. Homeland. We have an X and a Y. I could go use the map. I guess eventually dealing with the if I tear it down problem. Oh, I don't have object search yet. I don't know where the person ran to. He's about to make a new pencil and a new map. Oh, there it is. Okay, and that should be... Yeah, temporary distance. Oh, and we're close enough. Let's see. Color. We've got this thing coming up. I mean, I guess we could go for the lighter highlights of the wood too. There's maybe not a lot on this. So it might just work. We will eventually need to have a setting file for this value. And the ability to remove things. So inherited, so we kind of have this, but we need a setting file for gate. And ability, remove ancient markers when source object removed. I guess we'll have to say 0 on that. Because some of those things can go through some transitions. Oh, well. Actually, you remove when this happens. So it's almost like we have to have a removal object too. Although that that's from an owned to unowned. Actually, are there ownership change messages that are just straight up? I mean, maybe I actually get a message about owning that thing. Owner request pause. Oh, that's going to be who owns this thing. Type equals owner. Is this a received message? Delete element. No, maybe we have a better way to do this. Does the server send me that? If there's an error, inherited property, I don't actually see any ownership messages going out. Closest owner. Okay, so it's actually OW. Oh, compose O messages for this player gets all owner. Everyone gets all owner change messages. New owner strings? XY, player ID, player ID, player ID. So if we might, that might be a lot easier. Probably owner gets the translation of OW. So we have XY, delete from the request list, M owner info. Owner change of a certain object. Not found, create new. So we'd have to say if it's equal to our live object, then we do that. So I don't even care as much about this. It still doesn't give us an ID. But it means we could just know all of our property. Might end up being too much. Not found, create new. Owner list. So replacing the owner list of that spot. Grid pause XY. Delete tokens. This is actually a thing up here. If it's greater than or equal to 3, that's just cleaning up the message. So X and Y, all the actual owner stuff. So this is actually if. Oh, do we have to go through T equals 3, owner ID, XY, XY, XY. Yes, we have to check this as we're going through tokens. If owner ID greater than 0, if owner ID our live, how does that work? Get our live object uses our ID, which is just our object ID. It's not global. Nope, it is global. And it's not map XY, it's just X, it's just Y. If we know what's at that location, we could, if it was like in our buffer, we could go maybe figure that out, but it's just gonna be owned location, so. Just owner of this map spot. So if we can get a gate up now, we can just pass it around to check this out. Oh, Correspondingly, we would want to delete. We would need to find and delete all of these when ownership changed. Property gate owned by you. Still new. Okay. That might end up being too much. We'll have to see. Heading file for gate ID. So if you delete the object, that should delete ownership. And I have a remove marker for location thing, don't I? Because it's going to give you the ownership set every time, I think. Yes. Owner. Remove location slip at XY. And that we can do a quick test for. No. Oh. Maybe this is still an owned object. Or maybe taking the gate down doesn't change the ownership of the tile. Oop, you already had it open. Flip, so it'd probably be an owner request. 1 negative 311. Yep. Sending message use. And we probably got some sort of map change. To the deconstructed gate. So that doesn't remove the ownership information. Okay, so we still have to track deconstructed items. Remove ancient markers when gate removed, which is going to be a little bit more of a complicated trick. We're going to look for tile changes that are no longer owner. Just is owned, I guess. So now we're going to have to get into like object lookup and stuff. But it's still something I could play with. If I end up taking down a bunch of gates, it'll get kind of annoying. New files. Oh, I haven't changed these settings. Da-ba-da-da-da-ba. Location, slip, colors. Which actually that entire file should be fine. And then oh, conflict on player search. Ah, okay. That's fine. And that was the only thing. Well, compile check. All right, and then we would actually test with this today. And it's lunchtime. Thanks for watching. Let's see. I presume. Yeah, looks like. Oop. That was something else. Oh no, that was something else. Let's see. That's what I'm normally on. Looks like, yeah, Rain Dash is doing her Singing Among Us. I don't know if we're going to be too late for the singing part. But that's a little bit of a special event. Even though it's not coding. Developer says it's cool to hang out. Rainy is playing Among Us. I don't know if she's going to do anything later. I think she mentioned maybe actually doing some One Life later. I'm not sure. But it should be a good time as always. That's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.